Would you like to see it? There you go. I'll reverse the question on you. Would you like to see Derek Chisora fight him?
This is Jonathan Aguiar, fifth Pro Boxing Vans, joined by trainer Billy Nelson. Excuse me, over Zoom. Billy, how are you this morning? This afternoon, rather.
I'm fine, thanks. This afternoon. All good, thanks.
Good to hear. Now, obviously, the breaking news this morning was that Dillian Whyte returned an adverse analytical finding in a VADA test. That's all we really know, and the fight with Joshua is off for next week. What was your reaction when you heard the news? I imagine you were shocked as everyone else.
I was completely shocked at that. Shocked, disappointed. You know what I mean? Because it's a big opportunity for Dillian Whyte, but I've since read that he's obviously saying that he's done nothing wrong and hopes to prove himself innocent. But I don't know if he certainly won't do that in time for the fight next week, will he?
Yeah, I mean, I'll make the point that we we don't really know any of the information about test and what's happened. All we know is that VADA informed Matchroom that there is an adverse analytical finding the fight's off. But
Aye.
in terms of what happens now, obviously Joshua is looking for an opponent, it seems, and I saw your tweet that you put out this today that you feel like Eddie Hearn would not want to try Martin Bakole. Is that your thoughts?
Of course, he won. Martin had stopped Anthony Joshua. Of that, I've no doubt. Maybe no 3 years ago. Now he would.
I mean that would be a great fight, Bakole Joshua.
Of course it would.
Is that a
But
fight?
they don't want to give you great fights. They don't want to give you great fights. That's why they're giving you Dillian Whyte, who got knocked out with Tyson Fury, who got knocked out with Povetkin.
Have
Yeah.
you had any contact with Matchroom about Martin stepping in, and is he willing to step in at this such short notice?
Oh, of course he is, aye. Of course he is. Uh, we were due to fight on September the 2nd anyway. So, and he's always keeps himself relatively fit.
Hmm. Did he when he saw the news, did he get on the phone to you this morning and say, "Let's get the fight on"?
He started laughing. He says, "Have you seen the news?" I says, "Aye." I says, "So." I says, he was more concerned with he'll know about to get his hand. Well, if Dylan's found guilty, which I hope he's not, but if he is found guilty, Martin can't get his hands on him.
Hmm. So, in terms of what I mean, behind the scenes, you'll know more than me about what happens. If you guys were, if Eddie and Matchroom and things like that, and Joshua wanted the fight, how does it work? Do they contact you? Do you talk to them? How does it work?
Right.
It seems.
They would probably can't contact either myself or Ben Shalom and offers us a deal, but it'll know they'll be offering two or three people, I'm sure, and see what one's most financially viable. Because I'm sure whoever he fights now, the show won't be pay per view. It
So,
certainly shouldn't be.
mm, so in terms of Martin, is it just a case of hoping that the phone goes basically in the next few days?
The phone goes, mate. You know what I mean? The phone's never went for Eddie before to fight any of his fighters. Even when we were we match him, he wouldn't put any of his fighters in with us. So that shows you what he thinks. He think I know he thinks highly of Martin Bakole, but that tells you what he thinks when he wouldn't put his own fighters in. When we were with him for those four fights, it was all outside fighters. He wouldn't put us in with any of his fighters.
Mm. Uh, Derek Chisora's name's been mentioned by a few people saying that he should step in. I mean, is that a fight that you want to see?
No, I wouldn't like to see Derek Chisora step in a ring, let alone in with Anthony Joshua. And that's with full respect. Derek's had a fantastic career, earned a lot of money, pantomime bad guy, but it's not a fight. Nobody wants to see that fight.
Mm. And
Let's be honest. I know Sam Jones has come out and said that But I think he's pally with and you say things like that for your pals, you know what I mean? But would you like to see it? There you go. I'll reverse the question on you. Would you like to see Derek Chisora fight him?
Personally, not. Personally,
Well,
no.
I'm sure there's a big long queue outside my house of boxing fans that would say exact same as what you and I are saying.
Hmm. In terms of Martin, when Tyson Fury was looking for an opponent, I thought maybe, Martin's name would be mentioned. What
Mm-hmm.
was there ever any discussions or talks? Because I think Ben Shalom at one point mentioned it, but he's obviously fighting Francis Ngannou now.
Right, but that's all that was mentioned. Nothing. I listen. If people think uh, if people think Ngannou's name just came out the sky and they made that fight's been put in place for a long, long time. So people are just speculating, oh, he's going to fight this professional boxer or that professional boxer. The fight with Ngannou has been made for 6, 8 weeks ago, probably.
Hmm.
So it was never ever going to happen. That fight was made because he's making himself a lot of money, and good on him for doing it. And Ngannou, good, well done, well played.
Is there anything you can tell us on if Bakole doesn't get the call for Joshua, who he may face in September, you mentioned?
No, I can't say anything yet. But
Okay,
we're in a very, very strong position just now. So
we'll wait and see on that one then.
there's going to be something happening, but I can't tell you.
Fair
Can't
enough.
tell you.
And just a couple more things to ask you about in terms of the heavyweights. Zhilei Zhang and Joe Joyce, the rematch in a couple months, a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel that fight's going to go? And if you were training Joyce, what would you say he should do to win that fight?
Let, learn to move to his right. Away from Zhang's left hand, but in saying that, Zhang's got a very good right hand as well, right hook. So it's a hard fight for both of them. Zhang Zhang could win the fight in the first 7 or 8 rounds, or Joyce could be the benefactor of Zhang's age, and when he slows down and maybe potentially stop him later on in the fight.
And
It's a fight of two halves, basically. It's a fight of two halves, isn't it? I think. But he
and
never looked he never looked as tired against Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce hasn't got fast feet. People, so that's my excuse for that. Uh, what was the point of it? But Big Joe Joyce he's got a big strong engine on him, so he has an. I've seen that engine in practice. He's a good fighter. He should go 12 rounds, but I don't know if Zhang could. I think Joyce has to put more pressure on him, educated pressure. But whether he's capable of doing that, I don't know.
just finally, in a couple of weeks, Daniel Dubois challenging Alexander Usyk. What's your thoughts on that fight?
I think he'll get stopped. I think he'll get comprehensively outboxed and potentially stopped about 8 or 9, if not sooner,
Mm.
because he knows the way out. He knows the exit door if he's getting a hard time.
Billy, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you jumping on with myself and pro boxing fans, and we'll look forward to hearing some big news for Martin. Just on Martin, how do you see sort of the next 12 months playing out for him? Do you think he can get that world title shot?
This time next year, we'll be the world champion.
Mm. Okay, heard it here
Two
first.
two fights time, world champion.
There you have it. Billy,
Oh.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
And
Take
what I would like to
care.
say is I think I've got a very good chance of 3 world champions next year. Martin Sultan Zubrek at super featherweight. He's going to be every bit as avoided as Martin Bakole will be. And Lewis Crocker, who had a fantastic performance last night, beating a guy that's never been stopped. He stopped him in 4 rounds with some ferocious punching power performance with skill attached to it as well. Very good fighter, excellent fighter.
And is there anyone else you're working with at the moment?
Two novices, two novices that have had two fights. One's had two fights, one's had three.
Okay. Well,
And Big Nicky Campbell's in the gym as well, but he's not. He had one fight for his a wee 4 rounder, but he's looking to get bigger fights at the right time. So just play that by ear now.
great stuff. Billy, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, mate.